I think this should be fine right here. I'm hoping so anyways. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We're back with Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We're back with a brand new video. Today we're going to be talking about probably my favorite photo that I have ever gotten framed, which I've officially gotten it framed now. I'm so excited. So this, I'm gonna actually put it, I should be able to hold up with one hand. Will it be able to get in frame? We'll find out. I think it should be able to. You see it? How's the light reflecting on it? I'm sort of curious about that. So hopefully I'll be able to get it in. Pause. If it doesn't, then I'm just going to go ahead and put it into a post. So if it's not showing, expect a photo in post. You might see me put a photo in post anyways, so we'll find out. But anyways, this is my favorite photo that I have ever taken. This was at the, I'll wait for you to see if can you figure it out? No, trying to showcase this photo in the least dumb ways is very difficult. Let me tell you. So if you can't tell, obviously that's Optic Gaming versus Gen G. Many of you probably, I don't know how many of you remember Gen G during the CWL times. RIP. This was during the CWL 2017. CWL Anaheim 2017. So for those who do not know, I'm actually from Kentucky. I live in Kentucky. So me and a couple buddies, we took a flight over to Anaheim and we were able to get in. And during that event, specifically during those events, there were times where you actually weren't able to bring cameras with like attachments and whatnot. So if a camera had like a detachable lens, like what I'm shooting on now, or what I used to shoot on, which is an A6500, you weren't allowed to bring it in. However, at this event specifically, we were allowed to bring them in. They were like, oh yeah, no worries. As long as you have like a clear backpack or anything along those lines, you can bring it on in. So I was like, we're in there, baby. That was my second event ever. And this was my first event with my camera. So I was super duper excited because I was going, the plan was to come in, make some pretty cool content. I actually ended up making 3 days worth of content. I think with as little as I upload currently. If you scroll down like a page or two on my videos, you'll be able to see like CWL day 3 or something like that. Yeah, that was my second ever event I went to, and I was able to capture some of my favorite photos ever. It was awesome. Met up with a bunch of different friends, and I learned a lot about trying to take event photography, namely that it can be really, really stressful. In general, with photography, whenever you're doing like a certain event, like wedding, I did a dance one for like my first ever event, that was stressful. Or namely, events such as this nature where your timing is just real particular. If you are not careful with your timing, you can just basically goodbye to having any decent shot. So my timing wasn't too bad. During this, whenever I caught this photo, it's definitely one of my favorite times. I think this was actually whenever Hex was in the middle of doing his vlog. You can actually see me in his vlog. I think it's around the 12-minute mark.
Shall see.
I will say to this day that I was a part of Hex's vlog for like a solid 5 seconds. You can see my shoulder. Actually, you can see like the side of my head, and I'm just over there like video recording everything. No gimbal, no nothing. And I'm just like, yo, look at me. I made it. Yeah, I made it all right. Lots changed since that time, but this has still remained one of my favorite photos, even though it's like my first, I think this was the first year I had my camera. And I was going through and I was trying to figure out like, you know, what the hell am I doing? Because before that, I had a Canon G7X Mark II. And with that, there's no detachable lens. You sort of had what you had. Like, it's a good vlogging camera, and I've still used it plenty of times for creating content, but you are limited. Whenever you see the difference between what I have now, which is a Sony a7 III, compared to what I used to have, which is a Canon G7X, it's nine day difference, I'll tell you that. But yeah, I was literally thinking about pieces of content to make, and one of them was just talking about my favorite photo. I literally talk about this photo all the time. Whenever I'm like, people start talking about events photos, I'm like, yeah, I had like one really big banger photo, and I love that photo. So yeah, that's my photo, to be honest. That's pretty much it. As y'all notice, this is my second upload in a row. Miracle on earth, isn't it? Whenever I uploaded the Into the Backrooms video, I looked back and I was like, I uploaded one video last year for 2022. However, to be frank, 2022 is one of the worst years I have ever had in my entire life. The first half. The second half, much better. Obviously in a brand new location. You can even tell I'm in a more of a brand new location than I was in my Into the Backrooms video. A lot's changed. I've changed. My ideas for content has changed, but now I've gotten to the point to where I just want to make stuff. The problem is just sort of like what I'm planning on making. Like, what do I want to make? So that's just, we're sort of at the tip of the iceberg right now. I know that I have this backdrop now. I want to make more, I don't know, a mix between like Peter McKinnon-esque videos and live streaming content and whatnot. Which also, if you want to, follow me at twitch.tv/clearlynotnick. You can see me stream every now and then. I don't have a schedule. Do not anticipate a schedule on me anytime soon. I'm finishing up my master's classes. Wow, who would have guessed? This, like 2 videos ago, I was trying to graduate. And guess what? Guess what, bitch? We're back again. We're trying to graduate again. I can't get away from education, I swear. It's like the bane of my existence, to be honest, but you know, here we are. But anyways, I'm gonna leave off the video with that. I didn't want to make like a super long piece of content this time around. No, keep an eye out, because there's a couple things in the works, and whenever I say I have pieces of content that I want to make, it's a slow roll. I'm not gonna be pumping out content like back to back to back. I don't have time for that, and the pieces of content that I want to make do take a little bit of time and patience. Unlike this one's just sort of a sit down and say, hey, what's up? But anyways, like I said earlier, if you want to follow me on Twitch, follow me on all my socials at clearlynotnick. I make it super duper easy to do so. And yeah, you all have a nice day. Stay classy.